All right, hello everybody. Necropally here, your friendly neighborhood World of Warcraft streamer. I stream every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 7 to 10. So today I have a question for you. Is the World of Warcraft community better or worse than it used to be? I have been playing World of Warcraft since vanilla. I did take some time off and stepped away from the game for a while, and I returned back in BFA, the end of BFA, and sat through some less than peak expansions. So I've had my fair share of WoW community, and I have my own takes on exactly what I think about the current standing or where it went to. But let's get into the video. So let's do a quick comparison of WoW then and WoW now. Classic or vanilla era. WoW was a very tight-knit, server identity mattered more. You could only play with the people that were on your server, and you could only play with the people that were in your faction. Fast forward to today, we have cross realms on everything. It's a lot less personal, but more accessible. Do we think people help each other more or less? Are new players welcome? In my experience, it really depends on if you can find a community or a guild, like the Spotters, that are welcoming of new players and willing to show them the ropes. I've had my fair share of experiences where you get with a group of people, and if you're just not up to their level, they don't talk to you. They don't help you. But I've also had my fair share of experiences that you don't have the knowing anymore of people's reputation. Back in Classic, you could get blacklisted in a heartbeat if you were being toxic. So what changed? So one of the things I think about is the rise of looking for group. Back in vanilla, you used to have the looking for group channel, and you'd have to post in there, LF looking for this dungeon, or is anybody looking for DPS? Is anybody looking for a tank? You would have to actually communicate. Right now, you just open up the app and go to Dungeon Finder, go to Raid Finder. You open up the pre-built groups, and you can find mythics, and you can find normal and heroic raids. Well, what does this mean to me? Well, this kind of gave rise to that whole elitist versus accessibility option. Mythic keys, you get some groups, especially once you hit 10s and higher, it's all about parsing. It's that parsing culture. You'll see in the message before you try to sign up for a key, link your logs or eye level check or checking Raider IO and those type of things. You also have the tools like Group Finder and communities and Discords, which have made it far easier for those that struggled before, the more casual players. Which one's better? I'm not exactly sure if I know which one's better. I do know that sometimes there's less accountability now. People will go into a key and they'll just brick it and not have anything to say about it and not care. All right, so let's get into a little bit more of the toxicity of pugs and looking for group. So we're talking about pugs, right? Oh, no, not those pugs. We want to talk about these pugs. Pug life can be hard. I personally am usually a 2000 IO to 2500 IO tank, and I do it solely pugging. It is morbid because you never know what you're going to get. You never know what kind of players you're going to be playing with, and there's so much accountability that's lost when you just don't know who's going to be in the groups. So unfortunately, sometimes you have to be picky and you have to use those things like Raider IO score and what keys they've done or what class they are. unfortunately, you have to be picky, and that makes things a little bit more toxic. Personally, I would love to do more of a guild group. I think that it's less toxic than pugs, and I think that there's more positivity meant behind it. And once you get a good group of people that you can consistently run with, depending on the caliber, you can push higher. But do you think that the anonymity of cross realms queuing is hurting people's accountability? Let me know in the comment section. In retail WoW now, there are several high points. If you're looking for a super good community and you want to watch a Twitch streamer besides myself that is open and honest and willing to communicate, I highly recommend Pastor Sezzy. English is hard. What I meant to say is his name is Pastor Susie. I always say it wrong. Sorry about that. Now back to the video. Amazing WoW streamer, super enthusiastic, and just a joy to watch. He lets you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to gaming and World of Warcraft. He's a big part of Unity Gaming, and Unity Gaming's whole thing is ending toxicity in gaming. Great. There's also guilds out there that aren't tryhard guilds. They're not going to boot you because you're not hitting a minimum, Raider IO score every single season. The Spotters is definitely one of them. We like all the new people. We will teach you what you need to know, and we will help you get where you need to go. No problems. And if you ever have any questions, you could always follow me. You could always check out my Twitch and ask me questions live. I'd be more than willing to answer them. Guarantee if you get my attention, though, I might die in the dungeon, so could be funny at the same time. Blizzard has done some things to help incentivize community and community activities, like the trading posts and guild achievements. Do I think that they could do some things better? Absolutely. I think there are certain systems that they used to have in place that made it more important to be part of a guild and to be active. Do I think that there's things that they could put in place? True. What they are exactly, I don't know. Do we need to put a ranking on people? Like, hey, kind of like you do for your Uber drivers. Hey, this tank was a 5-star tank. Oh, this DPS was a 5-star DPS. Could it work? Maybe. Would it be abused? Absolutely. I don't think there's a system that they can put in place that'll be 100% foolproof. Could they do things to enhance the community? I believe so, and I think they're trying to. I will say in the end of Season 1 of War Within and all through Season 2 of War Within, I've noticed a subtle and slight shift in the WoW community in the sense of I feel like it's kind of trying to be less toxic and more receptive. And that might just be from the simple fact that I switched guilds. I have become personally a bigger part of the guild, and I'm helping people and people are happy for it. It just could be that. I've also noticed that my pugs have started to get a little bit better and stuff. So who knows? It could be, or it could just be my mindset's changed. Well, that is my personal take on the WoW community and some of the things that I'm looking at. I am really interested to see what you guys have to say. Please leave me your stories, your comments in the comment section. I want to know what you think we need to do with the WoW community or how we can improve the WoW community. All right, that is my take on it. If you like it, leave me a like. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe. Hope to catch you in the next video.